Right, well, here's a bit of a non sequitur from Boris to Brooklyn now. The showbiz wedding of the year has finally taken place as actress Nicola Peltz said, "I do," to Brooklyn Beckham. Now, the wedding reportedly cost over $3 million and was, of course, for that money, every inch the lavish affair, with some pretty impressive gifts to boot. Not least Brooklyn's gift from Dad David, a shiny new electric Jaguar worth £500,000. Yeah, but this wasn't a competition prize. This was a wedding gift. Was it a bit of a too extravagant wedding gift, Cole?
I think to any of us, obviously you go, that's ridiculous. I mean, I'm not into cars at all, so I never understand people spending that money on cars, whether it's that or 50 grand even. I always think, it's a car. Anyway, having said that, if it was £500,000, in their earnings of millions and millions and millions, that's probably nothing to them. And it's his son, and it's probably been his dream car since he was a kid. And I think as a parent, anybody in that position, if you can do that, well, I think most parents would if they could, if they want to give your kids...
Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because I always look at that because I think the Beckhams are quite good as a family unit in terms of, you know, they spend a lot of time together, they've got, you know, good sort of values around the family. But I always think for mega rich people, there must always be that dilemma of you've got all that money and you've earned it, but how much of it do you kind of pass on to your kids without them learning the value of earning it? Where do you feel?
I mean, do you know something? It may be an unpopular opinion, but I just think good luck to them. We've had a really horrible 2 years, and it's really proved that life is very short in many ways. And these people can afford to give their children that wedding. I have loved seeing all of the pictures, you know.
She looked beautiful.
She looked absolutely beautiful. They seem to be incredibly happy. I know a couple of people who've met them on several occasions and say that they are incredibly happy. We know we all spoil our children. Yeah. You know, I know that I've made a rod for my back in some ways and not really shown them the value of money, particularly Louis. But Brooklyn Beckham as well, he is another one that can't do right for you know, for what is it? Can't do right for doing wrong. He's from one of the most iconic families in the country. And whatever he does, he's Victoria and David Beckham's son. So the kid's trying to be a chef. He gets invited onto a show in America as a bit of a gimmick to do a bacon sandwich. But the press and Twitterati make it out that he's the most cringiest kid in the world. He went to photography college.
But maybe not go on that program. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but I think
but
also
what else
you have
is he going to do, Jane?
No, but learn. If you want to be a chef, quietly learn, get into a restaurant like they all did, like Gordon Ramsay, who's actually a very good friend of his family. Gordon, you know, got in a kitchen at the bottom, worked his way up, was a sous chef, learn. Do it that way.
But Gordon Ramsay didn't come from the heights of fame that Brooklyn Beckham has. When he went to college to study photography, and I mean, I've got no skin in the game with the Beckhams at all. But when he went to photography college in New York, the paparazzi made it absolutely hell on earth for him, and that's why he left. And, you know, some photographers I've talked to said that he was a very good photographer. So he kind of is between a bit of a rock and a hard place with what he does. I mean, I'm like you with cars. That is an absolute beautiful car. But I just say good, you know.
But they have come from very humble beginnings, haven't they? Both from very working-class family, and they're both very family-orientated.
And I suspect it's Nicola's parents that have paid for the wedding because
and then David
he's a multi-billionaire, her father.
Yeah. But I've met them quite a few times. I've actually been at a charity do's with Victoria. David was there, and the kids were there, and the families as well. They were lovely. They were absolutely lovely. And they were auctioning off books for Victoria Beckham and David Beckham. Obviously, David's got more money than Victoria, so they were having a laugh about it. But the boys were sitting there and they were eating sausage, chips and beans.
They're a very
just like
close family, aren't they?
They're very, very family-orientated. As for the 500 grand, I mean, my car, I've only just got a new car because Mum was stuck together with tape. So cars don't mean anything to me. But, yeah, good luck to them, I think, if they want to buy their son a car. We'd all buy our sons or daughters whatever we could afford, wouldn't we? And they can afford that, so good luck to them.
Well, congratulations to the happy couple. And Nicola, because I know you'll be watching, you looked gorgeous.